going to be talking about UX or user experience. And I guess the best place to start would be with something like this. User experience, in the past, it always seemed like it was only about the functionality of a website. And yet now in the past few years, especially, we've gotten to this thing where there's UX or user experience copywriting. So could you explain exactly what that is for starters?
Sure. So I want to start out by making, I just want to note there is a distinction between UX writing and UX copywriting, and I'll talk a little bit about both of those. So you're right. It started out, UX was very much about design and it was about functionality. And a lot of times designers would just put the copy in things like message prompts and error messages. But then a couple of companies, not surprisingly, companies like Amazon and Google started saying, hey, what if instead of just like sticking anything in there, we actually gave it some thought? And UX writing was born. And then a really weird phenomenon started to happen. They started studying it more, and companies that are really user-focused do way better. Like they tracked a handful of companies that are user-focused both in design and writing. And over 10 years, they outperformed other comparable companies by like 200%. And so people started thinking, okay, so this works for kind of all that boilerplate copy that we were just putting in, but what if we start doing this everywhere? And again, huge difference. Like if you go through an e-commerce shopping cart and pay attention to all the fields that you're asking people to fill out and how you're asking to fill those out, you can bump sales by 35% just by adjusting words worth of copy. So it's really, really powerful. And if you take the principles of UX copy, which are essentially, let's make this as easy and clear as possible, and combine them with the principles of conversion optimization, you take UX writing and conversion optimization and you get UX copywriting, where you're being persuasive, but you're being persuasive in a little bit of a different way.